but you
Like,
can't.
I don't have a problem earning money. It's about, like, you know, saving it, like management.
Money management. Okay, so like I'm assuming, right, that you're making enough money to be able to save money. So usually when people are talking about money management, they already have enough money to be able to manage money. So that's a good thing. And the fact is that you probably have a job, you have a good paying job, which is
Yeah.
very, very good. And also, um, first things first is that you're super, super young and you're going to make mistakes. So understand that you're going to make mistakes and that it's part of the journey. Most of the time when I made money, especially in the beginning when I first made my first 6 figures inside the solar industry, I was running into a lot of money management issues. I didn't know I had money management issues until it was too late, until it was time to pay the goose, until it was time to pay Mr. IRS. So most of the time, the way that you're going to avoid issues is going to be, number one, preemptively trying to figure out what the issues that you're going to run into are going to be, such as being able to track your money, being able to understand that you're going to get taxed on the money that you get. It's not just as simple as getting a check and being able to go out and spend that check. You're going to have to learn the hard way, you know, that in reality, if you make $1,000, you only made 500. I only tried to spend 50% of what I make, and the rest of it is going to go towards savings and towards taxes. So if you're having trouble with money management, it's most likely because you're like I said, you're having good success. Now you need to be a little bit more disciplined. How are you going to be a little bit more disciplined with what the money that you have? So you have to set boundaries. So what's your end goal? If your end goal is just to be able to have fun right now and you're young and whatever, well, in reality, money management is not really going to be like that important to you at this current moment. And usually for young people, it isn't, because all we want to do is have fun, party, hang out with our friends and stuff like that, which it's all good, all fun and games, but you do want to have something set to the side just in case you want to do an investment later on in the future. So it's very important for you to be able to set money to the side. So I would just start off with something very small. Start off with 25% of what you make, just save it to the side, and then the rest of it set aside for taxes. Set aside for taxes and set aside for just for your life in general, for what you're gonna spend on your living expenses, etc., etc. But that's a really good problem to have, because most of the time when you run into these type of issues, half of America doesn't have that problem because they're not producing income. Usually producing income is one of the hardest things that you're going to run into, especially in the beginning. So another thing that you could do that's very, very helpful is to be able to limit your lifestyle. Don't upscale your lifestyle just because you're making more money than your peers, because the reason that you're spending is because your lifestyle is requiring you to spend more. So live in a place where it doesn't require that much for rent. Right now we're in Little Tokyo, we're in downtown LA area. This is a very expensive area to be able to rent. I'm almost paying $4,000 just in rent on a 1-bedroom, which is ridiculous, right? But in reality, what the biggest issue is that people aren't creating enough money to be able to live the lifestyle. But the issue is not the rent. The issue is that you're not making enough income. So if you could afford to be able to spend $4,000, you better be making at least 30 to 40K a month, you know, and for where you still have money set aside for other investments. So limit your lifestyle. You don't have to ball out of control. You're still super young. And if you're not super young, bro, and you're horrible with fucking money, well, then you better smarten the fuck up and realize that you're not getting any younger. So if you're 25 plus, I'm talking about 25-year-olds above, you should be saving all your fucking bread. Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to retire when you're 40, 50 years old. You want to be retired. You want to be set. Obviously, if you're anything like me, you're going to want to keep going. You're going to want to keep progressing. You're going to want to keep pushing the envelope. but you don't want to work out of necessity, because when you work out of necessity, what's gonna come out of it? It's just desperate energy, bro. It's kind of like when you go up to someone, and you need something absolutely to happen, because if it doesn't happen, you're
not gonna eat that day.
Yeah, your life is over. Your life is over, because technically, yeah, and you put it in the best sense, man, is that you're not gonna eat that day. You're not gonna be able to think right properly. That's why you have to have money saved. So opportunity comes in waves. So when you're making money, make sure that you're just stacking up a little bit of it and being able to start with that little discipline. If you make $1 for every dollar, save 25 cents. That's literally the way that I see it, okay? So for every dollar, save 25 cents. So just do the same formula and you'll be fine. Most of the time, you'll understand that all these people, all these buildings, they're all built on debt. They're all built on credit. They're all built on different platforms that people utilize very, very smartly. So that would be my advice for anyone that wants to be able to focus a little bit more on money management and be able to excel, to be able to hold as much money as they retain cash right now, especially in times right now that we're in a recession. Whoever's walking around with the most cash is gonna fucking win, and I'll tell you why. Because they're gonna be the ones that are actively being able to take on opportunities as they come, as quickly as they come. So let's say if property drops down to 20,000, right? Every property dropped down to 20,000, but you're not walking around with $20,000 liquid, then guess what? You missed the opportunity. It doesn't matter how much, how sweet the opportunity is. If you're not prepared for the opportunity, well then guess what? You're fucking fucked, bro. You missed the train, and it's not coming back. So that would be my advice for anyone that's going to be starting money management, whether you're 15, 16, 17, or you're 40 years old. It's never too late. Start it, kill it, and make sure that you're always keeping your eye on your finances. This will be a bonus tip. Get a CPA, get a certified public accountant, get someone that is good at money management. If you don't want to learn how to be able to manage your own money, you better have people that you could trust that know about money management, or know about credit, or know about how to manage finances and wealth management. So if you're too lazy like me to learn it, I know the basics.
What's like a ballpark for a CPA?
For a CPA,
how much will their services cost for me, let's say?
Oh, okay. So like certified public accountants, like they just all vary, and it all varies based off of how much work you give the certified public accountant. Like just say if you're doing a shitload of transactions, well then yeah, of course you're gonna pay more when it comes down to what you're annually using, what you're annually spending with the CPA. But if you're barely starting off and you're not doing that many transactions throughout a year, it shouldn't be that expensive. Obviously, we're going to be speaking to people in California. You're probably going to pay like $3,000, $5,000, depending on your tax bracket. It all depends on your tax bracket, right? How much work they're doing, how much advice they're giving to you. But do your research. That's why you have to determine a budget that you're going to be working with, and let your certified public accountant know. Speak to multiple accountants. Don't just go based off of one. Go off of multiple. Get multiple opinions. Make sure that you're actively seeking multiple opinions and not just one, and being one-dimensional. So that will always help you and be able to give you guys more of a broad view of what's going to be best for you. Because sometimes you could have someone that's very, very knowledgeable, but they're not the best fit for you. They're not the best. They don't have the same work style that you would want to be able to, or they don't communicate the way that you technically communicate, or they wouldn't be able to communicate with you effectively because they communicate a different way. It's just there's different strokes for different folks. So make sure that you're interviewing every single person that you could possibly have, like different CPAs, different styles, different approaches, and determining out of 5, I would say just get 5 opinions and then choose the one that you feel most comfortable with. So that would be my advice, guys. Obviously, this is the advice that I would give myself. This is why I do these videos. These videos aren't going to be me telling you 100% you got to do this. I am a fucking guru. I am a financial expert. No, man. I'm just telling you the stuff that I've implemented and made me money, and the lessons that I would have wanted to be taught as I was going up, as I was really starting off, as I made my first 6 figures, as I was becoming the person that I'm becoming right now. So it helped you guys. If you guys felt like you guys got any type of value off of the video, feel free to drop a like, drop a comment, refer a freaking friend that needs to hear it, needs to hear this message, that struggles with their money, that doesn't really know about financials, financial literacy, or that struggles with accounting in general, or just money management in general. I really do appreciate you guys tuning into the videos. Thank you guys so much.